Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update, sponsored by Tax Network USA, America's #1 choice for tax resolution. Please go to tnusa.com/bill or call 800-245-6000. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It's Tuesday, June 25th, 2024. Here's what's happening today in America. Assange deal, Trump gag order, Dam in trouble, and new Lakers coach. That's all coming up. Then Bill's going to be here with your message of the day. But first, Julian Assange, the founder of WikiLeaks, agreed to plead guilty on Monday to a single felony count of illegally obtaining and disclosing national security material in exchange for his release from a British prison. Assange has requested to appear before a federal judge very far away from here in a courthouse in Saipan, the capital of the Northern Mariana Islands. He'll be in front of that judge on Wednesday. Prosecutors in Donald Trump's classified documents case made their case to a judge that there should be a gag order on the president. The judge made no decision yesterday, but prosecutors argued that a gag order was necessary to prevent the former president from inviting a violent act on law enforcement due to a predictable response of some of his supporters. What were they referring to? Trump the other day on Truth Social wrote, "Locked and loaded, ready to take me out and put my family in danger." And the prosecution was making it seem like that was encouraging violence against Biden, but he was referring to Biden's team locked and loaded against Trump. Trump's lawyers said this was just political speech. The prosecutor said, yeah, he can use his platform to enhance his chances of being president, knock yourself out, but you don't get to say things like this. Officials have announced that a dam in Minnesota is in, quote, imminent failure condition. The Blue Earth County Sheriff's Office said the river has cut around both sides of the dam. He said, we do not know if it will totally fail or if it will remain in place. However, we determined it was necessary to issue this notification to advise downstream residents. It's 85 miles outside of Minneapolis. The dam was built in 1910, and a report in 2021 said the dam needed to be repaired or replaced, and that to not do that would pose a public safety concern and tremendous liability. Well, here we are. Former NBA player J.J. Redick has been named the new head coach of the LA Lakers. He's 40 years old. He replaces a coach who's only been there for 2 years. Redick played for Duke, played for Coach K, and spent 15 years in the NBA as a player. And then he's been a podcaster and an ESPN analyst for the last 3 years. He's never once been a coach. LeBron James, in just the next few days, has the option of exercising a contract option or moving on next season. I'm Mike Slater with the podcast Politics by Faith. The great Bill O'Reilly has your message of the day next.
Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. On this Tuesday, let's channel the late-night comedian Bob Hope, cracking wise about this Thursday's presidential debate. So I'm looking forward to seeing the Biden-Trump storyline. This is what Bob Hope would be saying, or as they call it in Hollywood, Lost Boys Part 2. You know the president is prepared. He and Barack Obama have been holding hands all week. Not too bad, right? Jon Stewart could use me. Unfortunately, the debate could be one long joke. I hope not. We need some political definition in this country. Millions of viewers remain confused. The debate in Atlanta will most likely not deliver much that is new. Joe Biden is the drama king here. Will he get through the 90 minutes without wandering off stage and mussing up Jake Tapper's hair? In the opposing camp, Donald Trump needs to use facts to make his case that the country is in decline. There are many examples. Trump needs to hone in on 5 big ones and pound those home to the overwhelmingly pro-Biden moderators. Then, at the end of the exposition, Trump might morph into Jack Nicholson in the movie A Few Good Men. Standing on the stage, the former president takes a pause, stares at the camera, and says to America, "You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall." Whereupon President Biden gazes out into space and says, he's being facetious. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill@BillO'Reilly.com, Bill@BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. All right, let's go to the mail. We got John Robert, Milton, Delaware. Mr. O'Reilly, if Biden has to hide out at Camp David for a week to prep for the debate, who's running the country? The same people who run the country every day. I gave you their names. You know, there's 3 or 4 of them in the White House, and they run the country. Biden doesn't run the country. Michael Dreyer, Ocala, Florida, with the upcoming debate this week, who decides what questions will be asked? CNN decides. That's who. Thomas Pereira, Bradenton, Florida, your suggestion for Mr. Trump to propose a question to the moderators before he answers is a great tactical move. Another would be to start each answer with the name of a recent victim of Biden's open border. I wouldn't do that. I'm going to stay on the real solid facts. You don't need emotion. People have it. Mike Murray, Dallas, Oregon. There is no way Biden survives the debate unless CNN gives him the questions in advance. Okay, last time, that's not going to happen. If CNN did that and was caught, they could come up on criminal charges of fraud. It's not going to happen. I don't care what the far-right people are telling you. Okay. Alice, I'm nervous about the debate. I know Biden will be rehearsed to death and programmed, but Trump must be able to handle that. Trump can handle Biden. Trump's got to handle himself. He's got to be fact-based. He can handle Biden. Bill, you are finally going to say that Barack Obama is behind the scenes helping pull the strings with other USA haters. I'm not going to say that unless evidence emerges. It's not what we do here. In a moment, something you might not know. If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. This protection plan is at an all-time low in price. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. On this day in 1950, President Harry Truman sent thousands of U.S. soldiers to the Far East. 5 years after vanquishing the Empire of Japan, America faced a new threat in the Pacific: communism. Here's a story of the Korean War. During World War II, Korea was controlled by Tokyo. After the Japanese surrender, the USA and Russia divided the peninsula into 2 separate zones. The Soviets controlled the north, America the south. In 1947, free elections were held, but the Soviets refused to comply. The Korean Democratic People's Republic, a Marxist state, was officially established by the Russians. 2 years later, Mao Zedong seized control of China, another communist. Before dawn on June 25th, 1950, 100,000 North Koreans invaded the South. President Truman announced to the world that the USA would intervene. The president accused the USSR of instigating the attack. Soviet tanks and equipment were used in the invasion. Truman's decision was met with overwhelming approval from Congress and the public. The United Nations formally approved America's involvement. The conflict nearly caused a global catastrophe. Chinese communist troops entered the fight in 1951. In retaliation, General MacArthur wanted to nuke Beijing. Truman fired him for promoting that. For 3 years, U.S. soldiers clashed with the communists. The southern capital of Seoul changed hands 4 times. The Americans dropped more bombs on Korea than the entire Pacific theater of World War II. The fighting left 3 million Korean civilians dead. 800,000 North Koreans were killed in combat. 40,000 Americans perished. Another 100,000 wounded. And here's something else you might not know. The Korean War is technically still being fought. North and South Korea signed a ceasefire in July 1953. The agreement stopped the fighting, but no peace accord was ever established. 30,000 U.S. soldiers remain in South Korea to prevent another invasion. Back after this. Are you feeling the impact of recent timeshare industry changes? Now more than ever, the costs of timeshare ownership far outweigh the benefits. My friends at Lone Star Transfer are the only company I trust to help you get out. Our listeners' positive feedback demonstrates why I've supported the company for years. For more than a decade, they have helped over 20,000 owners get out of the timeshare. Their exclusive options can help you get out faster and easier, more than any other option in the country. They are the only company that will give you a written guarantee and release you from your timeshare in a specific time frame. With an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau, thousands of 5-star reviews, customer service is their top priority. For free consultation and a guaranteed solution, please call 855-551-7066. That's 855-551-7066, or go to LoneStarTransfer.com. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.